Time goes by. You do it. Time goes by. You do it. Time goes by. You do it. Time goes by. You do it.
All right, let's get a level on the mic. Can you hear me? Is it loud enough? All right, guys, it's good to be back. I'm sorry I've been away. After my 2-week tour, I had to go home and help my mom. She had a hip operation. It was the longest 3 weeks. It felt like it was 6 months. And then I came back. I sprained my foot in Leicester when I was DJing. Fell off the stage. That was fun. I wish I had the video for that one. The other thing is, so I needed to rest a week, and then just last week I just wasn't up for it on Thursday. So I just figured I'd do it today. I have new tracks. I downloaded all your stuff you sent me. So hopefully you guys are all here to listen. And yeah, so next week, again, it's going to be an off week. My fiance's parents are going to be in town. So I won't be able to get back onto a normal schedule until the week after that. So just to let you know. So this one is raw. This is from Caesar Fu. He's a young new producer. I played a couple of his things a couple weeks ago. This one's called Doubt. And I'm just checking. Did you send the OMIAC folder? Did it say OMIAC on it? Because I downloaded everything that was in my Todd Edwards promo, toddedwards3000@gmail.com. You know that I think so. I have your other stuff that you sent me a while ago that I played, but let me know. Colors by Love for Loop. Love this one. And I just heard it for the first time the other day, so love it. Zero Z, Can't Be With You. Another great one. By the way, if you noticed, I have a different angle this week on the setup. I like the other version better, but it's so difficult putting the chair near the door, and then if I have to get out, I have to climb over everything. So this was a better angle for now. Damn, this is heavy. Gio, she said. Emotional, this is Hyper Kids. Do you think I'm sexy? TG remix. I love original shit like this. Hey, can someone tell me what's up with Bandcamp? Like, I downloaded some tracks from my friend Chris Page, and I'm going to play it. It's like an unsupported format. Like, why is that? It doesn't really give you an option. It just says download when you download it. Why is it not supported? Yeah, Chris is in the house right now, so... Like, I literally paid for your tracks, and I was about to play them, and it's like, file not supported. No. So it's basically just have to, like, download it and then convert it back to 16-bit is what we're saying. It wasn't even FLAC. It's just, I guess it just must be 32-bit. Another one from Gio, 35 degrees. And Chris, what I'll do is maybe after the set is done, I'll play them live on air while I'm doing my Q&A. More fire from Gio. Someone's asking in the chat how to send me tracks. Send it to toddedwards3000@gmail.com. toddedwards3000@gmail.com. I'm always downloading them before the set, and I'll usually be playing them in the set. And if I don't play it, it might be that it might need a little tweaking, or if it's like really off musically. And if that's the case, and you're like, how come you didn't play my tracks? Basically, we can have a discussion either in the chat at some point or over email, and I could help point you in the right direction. Spelt G-I-O. G-I-O. By the way, what were the name of the Omiak tracks so I could try to see if they're in here or not? Yes, I always download from SoundCloud. Some people send links from SoundCloud. Just make sure the arrow is there that I could click on to download it. I download all my tracks from MySpace and AOL Instant Messenger. This is Illusions by Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa, right? Django Dub. Mr. Hussein, what was the email you sent it to? I'm going to search my emails. I mean, there's nothing new in there that I saw. I downloaded everything over the last week, so it's either got to be in here or I missed something. Love for Loops once again in the mix. Love Sensation. Love for Loop versus Zero Z. Guess what email I found? Yes, you have love for loops. You have said a lot of tracks. But I got them all in here. TG Enlightened instrumental mix. Sorry, I meant the dub-instrumental. The Don Jeffrey Woodward is in the house. All hail Don Jeffrey Woodward! Omiak sending over the fire. This is Birthday Black Opal. My brother from another mother, Danny Shazam, you are the light. You are the light, Danny. Danny Shazam going Game of Thrones on this one. It's called Winter is Coming. Sorry, I'm trying to convert a couple of these tracks. DJ Cocktail, house is my religion. Well, that's good, because we're sinning tonight. That was so cheesy. I think I'm dyslexic. I said cocktail. It's DJ Cockatiel. This dope little piece of music right here is called Pandora, and it's from Mr. Shazam on the remix. I love hearing the like unique music, things that don't sound exactly like everything else. Crystal Force featuring Tangled Foot, Silver Thread, TG Extended Mix. Okay, after converting, I finally got Chris's tracks done. Chris did some stuff with Carl Tough Enough Brown. Again, the group's called Find the Focus. At least I think it's called Find the Focus is the group, right? Chris Page and Carl Tough Enough Brown on Carl's label. The good thing about good garage is that it always sounds like timeless, doesn't it?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, go, go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Shazam! Love for Loop on the remix. That was quick work, wasn't it? Quick work. Yeah, I'm sorry. If the original is TG, I can't remember names for shit as far as like the names of tracks and stuff, so I apologize for that. It wasn't on the actual track, so in my defense. I recognize those drums from somewhere. Do you know where they're from? Another Carl Brown and Chris Page collabo. Groove School featuring Chris Page. Wait, what's the name of the track, Chris? Wait, what's the name of the track? I don't see the name of the track. Damn it, I don't see the name. But I just actually converted it for you, so, you know, cut me some slack.
Are you ready for this? You ready for this? Are you ready for this? You ready? Are you ready for this? You ready for this? You ready for this? Ready for this? You ready for this?
love those happy little accidents when it's in the perfect pitch with the other track, and I didn't do that on purpose. Rick Sile, if I'm saying that right. Track's called My Life. Once again on Omiak. Omiak's Fire. Fire. Django in the mix. Love takes me higher. I don't know why I'm doing that voice, but I'm in a weird mood. What are you gonna do?
I know your love, it takes me higher. I don't need to see
tracks by Fidel Guzman. The first one was Steal You Away. Love that second part. It's really hot. And this one is called Bassman. Yeah, when you don't know a track well enough and you're mixing two tracks in and they start to sound like they're not going to go well together, just bit crush that shit. Bit crush it! Really funny that I would coincidentally pick a track that has some bit crushing in it. Am I psychic? I'm psychic. This one is Luis Obando, Looking for Something. Overdriven dub. Again, this one is Luis Obando, Looking for Something. So So I got some house tracks to play for you. You guys sent me some house, so we're gonna get into some house. I mean, this is house too, but you know, a little less garagey, a little more housey. Ali, you feel so freaky.
Don't you lie to me? You got me feeling so freaky. Baby, don't you lie to me? You got me feeling so freaky. Baby, don't you lie to me? You got me feeling so freaky. Do you see right through me? Don't wanna rape me, no. Baby, don't you lie to me? You got me feeling so freaky.
We interrupt this house string with a two-step record.
We'll arise in our lives, but you gotta be smart about celebration with the guys. I sacrificed 'cause I knew you could not sleep without me. While I loved you, you were my girl. You see, 'cause I'm honestly too young of a guy to stay home waiting for love. So tonight I'm gonna do anything right, and that's why, yeah. Oh no, you don't gotta go.
This one is by the Krispy Kreme's man himself, the bee horror fanatic, One Dark Martian. I don't know if he's still in the chat room, but it's End of Our Days, One Dark Martian. Yeah, I love One Dark Martian. We're friends. We always joke around on Facebook because he always makes fun of the prequels in Star Wars, and I love the prequels. But he likes some of the crappiest B horror films, and you gotta love him for that because, you know. But he's so talented, and I tell him to get his ass off the couch to make some more music instead of watching films. Ben Griff, Echoes. Lee, I saw what you wrote about your accent. I had to actually look up what that accent was because I'd never heard of that accent before. But, you know, once you're dealing with the Scottish and the Irish, I can't fathom it being any worse than that. Yeah, that's it. Scouse. I had to look that up. I had no clue what the hell that was. So when I meet you, if I just smile at you and be like this, you know, I'm just like humoring you, and I pretend I'm knowing what you're saying. Of course, TG, what would one of these sessions be without a long rambling? Because, you know, I love to ramble. This one is Midas Fields and Loom. The track's called Beef You Up. And now I want a steak. This one's from Milo Passier. He sent me a ton of stuff, actually. This one's called Bass for Love. Danny, you trying to make me jealous by telling me you're going to eat some steak right now?
little funky drummer. Hit it. That's funky. I think it's time to make the track a little bit hyper.
This one's by Next of Kin, spelled NXT. Next of Kin. This is Kin's Groove.
Time to bring in that bass line. 1, 2, 3, that's funky.
Yeah, TG, I thought the same thing, actually, right?
I want a little bit of that Peter Piper. I want you to break it down with a little funky drummer. I think it's time to make the track a little bit hyper. That's funky. That's funky. That's funky. I want you to break it down with a little funky drum. That's funky. That's funky. That's funky. At the count of 3, I think it's time to bring in that bass line. 1, 2, 3, that's funky.
I'd like you all to take note of my Boba Fett thermal container. I got this from my fiance's brother for Christmas like 4 years ago. Absolutely love it. Oh, and this is Penny, by the way. The track's called Free Your Mind. Actually, I got the best Star Wars gift this Christmas, a custom-made piece of art that next week on Instagram, I'll post a video of it. I got it from my cousin Brad. Really cool. Okay, help me out, TG. I don't know how to pronounce this. I mean, I've studied French before, but still, ça va la musique and TG. Need your love. Seriously, I have like a 4th grade vocabulary. Forgive me. At least I'm musically talented, though, right? Oh, and just FYI, I had Love for Loop. I had your Shazam remix in this particular folder. I didn't need to like download it again. I'm like, wait, I think I have that one in here, and I couldn't find it when I was looking for it. But whatever, I played it already. This one's gonna get added to my sets because I like this version better than some of the other remixes that have been done. Love for Loops, by the way. Good to see you back in the chat. Get a good night's rest. Not next week, but the week after. I'll get back to a Thursday set, normal time. I just I don't have so much touring going on over the next month or so. I'm going to be focusing on production then. So I'll see you guys soon. I'm not leaving. Tunte's leaving. Mr. Sprinklehead Sunshine. But it does make me think of the meme, you know, the guy? I don't even remember. Was I the one that looped this around to make it an extended mix? I think I deserve royalties for that, right? This one's by Chris Coburn. The track is called Activate. right, Chris Page asked for a shout out for cat called Crumble. A cat called Crumble. Do cats actually understand though? Shout out. That's the question. Funny, Chris Page barely talks about himself when we talk in like Facebook chat. Found out he's an extremely talented painter, really talented painter. He actually makes dance music, obviously, and he's got a sister that I didn't know about either. So there you go. He kind of slips information in just a little at a time. This one's by Foynez. The track is called The Underground. Ooh, that bass line. Listen to that bass line. Like that.
Take you on a trip, just a simple journey, a journey full of sound and beats, one that will lead you down, way down to the underground. I said the underground. Now let me see you work.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because my legs are starting to get tired. I did hurt my foot a couple weeks ago. I've done about 2 hours now. What would you say about we do some chat and nerd out to some music? What do you think?
Now let me see you. Let me take you on a trip. Now let me see you work. Now let me see you work. One that will lead you down.
Cool, I'll be right back, so if the track plays out, don't go anywhere, you know where I am.
Now let me see you. Let me take you on a trip. Just a simple journey. A journey full of sound and beat.
that will lead you down, way down to the underground. I said the underground, where your body begins to tremble and your hands become just a little nimble. The underground, where the party children are waiting, and there's no contemplating at the underground. The divas start screaming, and oh how the boys are beating, where your feet can take to flight, and the DJ makes it right. Ah, the underground, baby. Ah, the underground.
Emptying the UK garage. That's funny. All right. What's up, people? Thank you for sticking around. Zug plays. Oh, I'm sorry, you missed the whole thing. Yeah, I didn't advertise this because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, and then I was going to bring my rabbit in possibly for his eyes are kind of a little watery, and I wasn't sure if I was going to bring him in today or wait a week. 97 vibes. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Hosting, wait, I gotta show you. So I bought myself a new toy. It was like $40, and then it was really loud. And so I had to buy the encasing, which was like $110, which is ridiculous because I was gonna make it myself, but it would have cost probably more, and I would have to teach myself to do it. But my new holographic fan, I'm gonna put it actually above where I'm DJing, right there. I like futuristic shit. Got my nephew on there. So cute. All right. Hang on one second. It's still loud though, I have to be honest. I wouldn't probably keep it on. Rob Swinger in the house. All right. Got a nice close-up of my neck. Plug that. Yeah, it is kind of loud, but what do you want for $40? All right, people, thank you for for hanging out. I only have some of your CDs now, physical. I hope you didn't buy I Might Be. I feel bad if you bought that. Because I have like a box of I Might Be. Like, I could wallpaper my wall with the box. Rob Swinger, what's going on, bruv? Track. Absolutely love for loop. What's I gonna say? You enjoyed? Well, you guys have to pat yourselves on the backs for the mix because I'm only playing what you're giving me. I mean, you know, it's like I download it, I give it a quick listen, and then I'll play it. You know, if it's, you know, it's really doing well at my end, Rob. The track really has to have a lot of work. Like, I'm not like playing like, you know, lottery choosing or like, oh, it's got to be perfect for me to play it. I want to support the work you guys are doing, and if I, you know, if I'm playing it in the mix, I'm, you know, I feel like it's good enough for me to stand behind. And like I said, if I don't play it, it could mean that there's something musically off with the elements or something that needs to just be worked on, which I'm willing to help out people if that's the case. You know, because, you know, like when I do my own DJ sets, I'm playing a lot of my own music. I'll, you know, I'll play things that I feel sit in my sets because I'm looking for a certain energy when I'm in a club. But I think there's a couple different types of DJing styles. You know, there's like live streaming, which, you know, like there's like some of my tracks I wouldn't play in a club because they are more like listening house or listening garage. Whereas like when you're in a club, you're trying to get stuff that has like a certain type of energy. You know, unless you're dealing with like a diehard, you know, fan group of garage heads, you know, that are open to that. You're welcome, Chris. I go the distance for my friends. Yeah, I will definitely play it. I don't play a lot of two-step, but obviously, like I said, I'm here to support the group. But you can send to toddedwardspromos@gmail.com. Todd Edwards Promos. You're welcome, Chris. Yeah, Danny's got some good stuff. Suve or something like Suve. How have you been? How have I been? Well, you know, it was a good, like I said, the first 3 months were pretty busy for me. There's been a lot of like ups and downs. Like I say, I mean, you guys know I got engaged. I think I told you about that. Like, yeah, I had one of my streams since then. But, you know, my European booking agency went under, so I'm with a new agent now. The diary in the summer's kind of thin compared to last year. Thank you, Ziz, and thank you, Love for Loop. The diary's a little thin during the summer, which is a good and a bad thing. The bad thing is obviously DJing pays the bills. And, you know, I also get concerned, like, if I'm not getting as many gigs, I want to find out, okay, is there anything that I'm contributing or not contributing that's causing that? Right now, England, a lot of English clubs are shutting down. That's a big thing. Thank you, Chris. You know, so there's that. There also is the thing, like I said, is like I have to have a conference call with my booking agent to see what's going on with bookings. But stuff has been popping up more but I just want to make sure there's nothing that I'm not contributing to get the gigs, because you have to do the right collabs, you have to do the right amount of promotion, you got to put music out. But the thing at the same time, it's just like, to be honest, it was an exhausting year last year for me. I'm 52, diabetic, and DJing requires drinking and smoking on my part, so yeah, COVID didn't help that situation. Atlanta, again, I'm not quite sure, but I got to be honest. The cool thing is that my American booking agent is killing it with gigs. So it's almost like the European thing is a little unbalanced, but the American thing is picking up the slack. But the blessing of it is, like, I could use the break, mentally, physically, and the focus on making music again. Well, I kind of figured the clouds aren't closing down anytime soon, Chris. To ask how much you get paid for a gig. It's not rude. I just don't like giving out that information over the internet, if that's cool. I'm not stellar. I'm not making like hundreds of thousands of dollars per gigs, obviously. And, but I probably make average what people at my bracket make, I would say. Some are big, some are higher up, some are smaller, but it's, I don't, recently saw one of the Daft Punk tributes, but the DJ played French out. Nice. Hello, sweep the leg, Johnny, sweep the leg. How you doing? How you feeling? How are things going? How you been feeling lately, bro? It's good to see you back. Good. Well, there's always the future. I mean, you never know where I'm going to pop up. It really comes down to, it's like, I haven't played Italy yet. I'm Italian, and they said, oh, there's a market for you. Well, it all comes down to whether a promoter books me or not, That's really how it goes. But honestly, my priorities... Did Sarah ever get back to you? Yes, that's really cool that you remembered. I was really concerned. She sent 2 lovely cards to me and Michael. No, I'm at a studio in Glassell Park, and these walls, like, this studio is very affordable, and it's because, probably because there's not really much soundproofing. So it's the studio next to me that you're hearing. Absolutely, Lee. Hope I get to Liverpool soon. You heard the news as to where Pogo's been? He's become a Christian now and is more into photography film now. I said, oh, interesting. No, I did not know that. Wait, did Pogo was the one that he said some like anti-LGBTQ stuff at some point? I can't remember if we had that conversation about him. I'm not laughing that he made the comments. It's just kind of funny, but now he's a Christian, which is cool. And he makes photography. Well, he must have had a love for film. Most of his music was focused around film anyway. Anyway, what was I saying? So while I have downtime, I want to get back to doing these lives. I also want to start making some edits, and I was supposed to do a boiler room in August, but the dates they couldn't do it on this one date, which I have for defected Croatia. Mr. Husteen, the funny thing is, I'm going to be quite honest with you, and I'm not proud of myself. I never know how much to charge for my gigs, and I'm not with an agent either. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could never function on my own negotiating prices for tracks or gigs. Like, an agent is definitely a good thing to have, to be honest. I don't think a lot of producers are business savvy or good at that side of it. So you have a webcam that you can set up with your laptop. Wait, back to the Twitter comment. So I'm going to tell you a dark side of myself, and I'm not proud of it. And it can become very addictive, but I have a tendency to troll MAGA on Facebook. And I think I do it partially to get out the frustration and the anger, but it could actually feel very darkly good to do it, like almost like a lust feeling of like bashing someone, and it's not right. I'm not condoning that, but when I was on TikTok a lot and watching a lot of stuff about this administration's, like, TikTok is so strict with their what you can and can't say. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Hussein. That's why I'm being honest with who I am. Like, I don't try to hide the things I do, but like, Tracklisting pop up and yes, Zug plays. We will get to that. Well, I don't want to get too much into politics, but this administration's god awful, man. Like, it is. It's going the way of like a wannabe dictatorship. Yeah, Jeff. I mean, the thing of it is no, Mr. Hussein, what I was trying to say is I was on Facebook, and Facebook, they changed their algorithm, so now I get so much political shit coming through my page, and I saw her videotaping, and she's yelling at a guy who I presume to be gay, and I was so fucking pissed off seeing it. I'm like, you know what? I never go on Twitter really anymore, and I'm like, I want her to know I think she's a piece of shit. She's been dragging the trans community. This whole administration is just based on hate, and that's the thing. It brings out hate. I mean, I'm feeling really angry about it, and the funny, you want to hear that's funny? Like, I didn't post that for any other reason, but for my own sense of satisfaction, because, like, I'm angry, and I got more likes and views on that comment on Twitter than I do on music or anything else. Like, and I'm not there to try to, like, get people to like my posts. I literally did it for myself, which I found hysterical, because I went on, I'm like, holy shit, look at all these like people like liking, and crazy. But the thing of it is the MAGA dragging. Someone needs to show Biden some garage. Well, Biden's out. I mean, it's Trump. I mean, the thing of it is I'm not a staunch Democrat. Oh yeah, it's so. It's okay, DJ Faction. It's just, I mean, the thing about Biden, like, he was too old, and the thing of it is like I said, the Democrats have mud on their hands too. Not to compare to what's going on with Trump, but the point being is everyone's in the pocket of the corporations, and no one's really for the country per se. There's some good Democrats that I follow, but the problem is that I don't know who's pulling the strings, but they are trying to make this country into a dictatorship, and Yeah, I know. My Blue Sky following is not that great, and I said I wasn't going back to Twitter, but like I did. I went on Twitter just to drag that senator. But the point being is, like, I'm a white guy, but at the same time, I do have a guy, fiance, so they could come for me at some point. TG, sorry. Yeah, maybe I should get off the subject of politics. I'm sorry. I saw you're coming to Paris again. Can I know at what time you're going to be there? Sorry for. Yeah, I can find out. I don't have the exact time for Paris yet, but I'll get that, and I can put you on the list if you like. I didn't do the dubs to Dignity or Lovesick yet. I have to have a meeting with Eddie, who wrote the song, and my manager to see what we're doing with Lovesick. I'm trying to get my label up and running because I want to have like the first release out for June. The process goes slower than I'd like it to. Yeah, like even if you're not on top. I don't want to be afraid to speak my mind unless it's absolutely life-threatening. I think the people in both parties are cowards for not standing up to this dickhead. You should absolutely feel like you could speak your mind about stuff. Yeah, Rodri, I'll definitely be able to put you on the list. It's not like I have like a billion people that come to Paris, or like, I have some friends in Paris, but I don't have like a lot. Any shows in the UK this year? Yeah, I played Nottingham before. I will post my my schedule soon. Good. I'm gonna be sending out the other edits, TG, and I'm gonna I recorded a post for this week to make it official about the Hot Records label. Thank you, Mr. Husteen. Yeah, I really would love to move over from Twitter completely to Blue Sky. It's gonna take forever. I mean, it's just like, because I don't know how many fans. I think it was like 20 some odd on Twitter. Now, I was never a big Twitter fan in the first place, but like I just hate giving Elon Musk any attention. House of Todd, baby. Is the rumbling sound in the background the same as this? The ASAP Rocky will definitely be one of those ones that's released, as far as not released but given. Yep. Yes, that is that is from the drummer upstairs. I have a drummer instructor upstairs, and then there's people that have bands all around me. You know what I would like to share with you? AI, baby. AI. I've made some purchases these last week to several AI music sites. Far to travel from home to. No, my studio is like 10 minutes away, if that, from where I live. So, what do you think? What do you guys feel about AI? How much have you been diving in? LF System? It is, I mean, I wrote a song and sang on it and did some cut-ups and stuff. It's Like a Stranger. Yeah, I know. You can't trust anything visually with AI anymore. Well, the thing of it is first of all, there's one site that basically you can type in some lyrics and it will make a full song, 2 versions in 60 seconds. And like, you know, a couple years ago, I was like, oh, like, you know, it sounded like they made like what sounded like pop music. And I was like, oh, that's shit. Like, come to me when they're able to like emulate Fleetwood Mac. And let me tell you something. Dude, you can basically tell the AI to make a song sound like it's from the 1920s, and it will put in the poorly recorded, you know, microphone with crackling in the background. The voice sounds legit. The music all sounds legit. There are music solos. I mean, in 60 seconds, 2 versions. I did try, say, make a Todd Edwards track. It didn't do a good job, so that's a good thing for now, anyway. I mean, there's gonna be a generation of kids that I mean, the only thing is, I think the website maintains the copyright. So if you do try to release something, oh, pardon me. Yes, I'm talking about Suno Objecity. It's crazy. I made some joke songs. I don't know, Jest. I thought the website said they maintain copyright. I think right now is probably the equivalent of what sampling was in the late 80s, early 90s. It's the Wild West. Yeah, that's coming from down the hall. Wait, terms, what's sex-based term? What is that talking about? Well, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So there's a couple websites I have signed up for. Suno is one of them. But the thing about Suno, that you can use it productively, is you can tell it to make an instrumental. So if you say like 70s funk instrumental, it will make 2 versions in 60 seconds, and boom, it's good. I mean, like music solos, could be guitar solos, could be, you know, sax solos, but the point being, it's random, and then you can sample it up. So it's like perfect place to start cutting, you know, finding stuff that's more legit than finding it on Splice. Shall I show you? One second. Put this here. Hang on 1 second. Turn the camera around. So let's go to my library. So I put in like make 1960s analog synth horror film score ambient and mysterious, and then you listen. Two versions. Two versions, and it sounds like, you know. Yeah, I bought the $200 for 1 year. thing, so it was worth it because I'm going to use the hell out of it. But, you know, I'm sure DJ Majestic showed me this. I'm sure he's going to kill me that I'm sharing it. But, like, you know what? It's going to, whether it happens now or it happens later, like, this is going to catch on and people are going to start using it. Wait, where's the, hang on one second. I wonder if it gets rid of it after a while, because I had other songs that I did a while ago. I guess I must get rid of them after a while. Hang on. Sorry. Just going to put you on here for a second. Where am I? Where am I? Oh yeah, I did a song for One Dark Martian. And wait, I did this one. I wanted to do a rap page, no, rap song, like, so I wrote it in like 2 minutes, and it's joking around with my nephew. Let's check this out.
Yo, Vinny, get your ass off the couch. You have an amazing wife. It's time to take your lady out. She deserves some flowers, some dawn, and an expensive meal. Show her how much she deserves it. Tell her how you feel. Don't be a lazy ass. Don't be a lazy ass. Take your lazy ass and get off the couch.
Yeah, it's scary. I know it's scary, but the thing that it's going to start affecting most first, I think, is the people that make music for commercials, adverts, and whatnot. Because, you know, anyone could just get in front of here and say, give me a track that's talking about depression, and then you can, you know, sell an antidepressant for, you know, for an ad. Wait, real quick. I did ask it to make a Todd Edwards track. It didn't do well. But wait, I said, do one about, my sister does this diet where she'll like eat really well all week and then she'll like binge eat on Friday and Saturday. And so I said, do an old big band style. You ready for this one? Check this out.
Lisa, it's a Friday night. It's time to eat up all you can until there's no more light. Don't worry when you're done. If you're feeling sick, you can throw it all up. That's really good trick. It's time to eat, binge, eat, binge, eat. It's time to binge, eat, binge, eat, binge, eat. It's time to binge, eat, binge, eat, binge, eat. Yeah.
Solo. Trumpet solo. "60 seconds, 2 versions, full track, solo, sounds like it's from that generation." It's crazy. But like I said, it's definitely threatening. Wait, want to hear what I did when I tried to do Todd Edwards style? Wait. That's not Todd Edwards style. Wait. One more thing I wanted to share with you, though. So, I did do... Let me see, where is it? Here's a good one. So, Where the fuck is it? I did a 1970s song. I wanted you to just hear. Let's see what this is. No, that's not it. It's cheesy. Wait, I wanted to play this because it's cool. Where the fuck is it? I don't know where it went. Let's go back to history a second. It's time to binge eat, binge eat, binge eat. Dude, I know I put a 7. Oh, here it is. 70s funk instrumental. You don't think there's stuff in there to sample? And even if it was copywritten, I mean, seriously, even if it was copywritten, you think the website's going to be able to track that shit down? Sorry. Like, not that I want to say, I'm saying I've been condoning stealing, but like, you know, it's hard enough for artists to figure out where stuff is being micro-sampled from, let alone like a website that's not even a real person. Bit too major key. Yeah, but you're going to micro-sample, like, you know, like a little clip of that. It's just the idea is that it sounds like it's an authentic 70s version of a track. It's crazy. I'm into it. To me, oh, wait, here's the other one. Where is it? 90, is this the other one? Wait.
Brad, you admire horror
wait.
like Michael Myers. You know exactly what I mean.
This
or
is the one
people
better.
eating Krispy Kremes. You might not drink no more.
Hold on a second. Two 3 to 4 minute tracks, arranged, solos, all the instruments, 60 seconds. Well, that's the other thing too. Here's another concept. You know, you have a song. Yeah, well, it's funny because, yeah, orchestral version of When Angels Sing. The thing is too, like, say you want a song written. Say you don't know how to write a song. You can say, you know, I want to make a song about this, this, and this. It'll do it. Then if you really wanted to, stem out the vocal and do your own track. It's like doing a remix, but you make an original production. Anyway, so that's one site that I'm going to be utilizing a lot because, like I said, it's actually... Wait, unless Putin nukes us and we go back. Listen, if Putin nukes us, it's great because then I don't have to worry about paying any of my credit card bills. And then, like, you know, I'm done. Just on to whatever's next after this. Could be nothing. Could be heaven. Could be anything. I don't think I would be able to live without electronics. I'm so immersed in technology. Could you imagine having to go back to be a musician, you know, sitting around a campfire playing like sticks? Do you mind if I show you more stuff? Because, like, I love sharing this shit. And in January, when I was in the studio, I'm like, I am not inspired at all. Like, I just was jumping in. I'm like, it just seems like music is so mediocre these days. And, like, what is going to... It's okay. I can be very negative too, Chris, so don't feel bad. I needed inspiration, and when Majestic showed me the one site, and then I started researching other sites, I was like, holy shit, this is friggin' cool. And someone had showed me Audio Me. Have you guys heard of Audio Me? Could keep music from getting... No. Any more Medicare? I'm not happy with the state of things, but I keep my negative opinions aside from asshole senators. I don't talk shit about people online. Audio Me, Simon. I don't want to diss anyone. If I have a negative opinion about someone, it's for me and the people I know. Wait. Oh, mediocre. I'm sorry. My eyes are terrible. Yeah, no, mediocrity is the word of the day when it comes to music. To be honest, I don't understand how... I don't know what's worse. It's not even seeing artists becoming popular off of mediocrity. It's the fact that the audience accepts mediocrity as good. It's scary, everyone just reacts to the down... I'm not saying that you shouldn't do any drum rolls and drops in a track, but people respond like Pavlov's dog. It's just like ring the bell, ding, 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 you salivate. It's like any drop. Yeah, I just like the... But Mr. Hussein, can I show you the rest of the stuff? Because this is cool for me. So, I hope I'm not ignoring your statements in the... It's hard to keep up with what you guys are saying and to share what I'm talking about. The audience, yeah, I mean the audiences have always been, I think, programmed to a certain extent. I just think that music was more intricate back in the 70s and the 80s. When the 2000s rolled around, it started to roll off an assembly line. It still had musicality, and there's still some good stuff out there. Darlin might be the first release, depending on, again, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. We're trying to get a contract sorted. I might put Get Ready out with Jay Robinson because that's between us and we could always sign the contract later. So I might have the Disco Loop track out first before Darlin, and then have Darlin released towards the middle or end of the summer. Get Ready is a good summer banger, I think, and it always gets a good response. My projection for Herbology is I'd really like to do it in September. Sorry, I got a text message from Javed Khan. He just sent me a picture. It was 10 years ago. Check that out. I think I'm definitely better looking older with a beard and less fat on me. So, anyway, I digress. Here's something I finished. Okay, yeah, no, definitely. Oh, it says request access. You're signed in as Todd Edwards. What did you send it to? I just sent you a request. But listen, I love nerding out. I want to show you the other sites because the Suno thing, it's like I don't... The Suno is the scariest one, but the other ones are friggin' great because you can use them very creatively. So Autome. Shall I? I'm sure you've heard of Autome. So basically, you have switch voice. So you have all these singers on the site that you can choose from. Their voices have been put in, so you have all these different singers to choose from. some are rap, whatever. But you can choose like textures and stuff. And, you know, I don't know if I told you about like when I was doing Done With You. What a pain in the ass it was, because I was going through trying to get a vocalist for it, and me and my manager were actually being generous with, like, because I wrote the song, I did the production, I only needed a session singer. So we offered a couple people, like, sorry, do me a favor, I just want to ask you while I kind of want you to waste your texting, because it's hard to keep up with big text. Hold on a second, DJ Fat, where the hell is the damn thing? Here we are. Anyone is scared about AI taking over music careers, then just remember these reasons why people will still pay money to watch a DJ live. Yeah, that, by the way, this is DJ Faction. That's the other reason I'm not too concerned. I feel like the AI thing could shrink the market, but there's always going to be a need for the human connection, because I have people, some of you in the group, you're like, you know what, your music touched me, it helped me through a dark time. And you ain't going to say that to an AI. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be like, you know what, AI? I was going to jump off the top of the building, and your track that you made culminating a bunch of other artists saved me. Jean-Lou in the house. But I agree with you with that. You know, so I'm not too concerned, especially for myself. I think it's more concerning for young artists. Rolls Royce over Toyota. People just want to, guys especially, just want to like buy expensive vehicles to pick up women. I mean, let's face it. That's the ongoing oldest joke in the book, is like, you know, men just buy things to impress women. I think that's probably true. No one said that to me about the bill. I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry for trying to make a bad joke. I'm just saying, like, but I've had people say, like, I had a bad time in college, I was studying, I couldn't go out, your music helped me to get through that. It's just like, you know, you can't say that to an AI, you know? Oh, sorry, Love for Lee. Hang on. I am not a good multitasker, my friends. Not a good multitasker at all. There we go. Downloaded. I love it, John. Let's just take a listen to this. I like those claps. This is a little different for you. It's funny because you just said exactly, I just read what you wrote, yeah. That's hot. So I'm going to steal your cut-ups. I like those. chord stabs are really, really nice. Yeah, really love that. Those are my type of textures for sure that I like. Very nice, buddy. Kudos to you. Really like it. Yeah, and it's good that, you know, you're not just pigeonholing yourself into one genre. I mean, some people like to just stick to one genre, but I'm all about doing multiple genres for sure. What you saying, sir? Yeah, no, absolutely. But, you know, when you have talent, you can transfer it into other genres for sure. It's nice to see you back on YouTube, but I couldn't help but laugh over how much the description of the Night Tales video sounds not like you. Ever heard you say, oh, that's because I didn't write that. You have to realize I have a social media guy who I work closely with because, you know, sometimes I'm lazy, sometimes I just don't have the energy to do that shit. Everything you see is an AI bot and nothing is real. Well, then, are you guys AI if nothing's real? I don't think we're at the point where it's all propaganda, but we're getting there. But wait, hold on a second. I ignored all previous. All right, but wait. So, it is the Matrix. I know. John Liu has the cutest little girls. DJ Faction. I'm so bad. I have, you know, like thousands of emails I haven't like looked at. It's crazy. Slower track. Faction. Something went wrong. Okay. Fuck. The faction track has 0 bytes, so something might have went wrong with that. Well, I'll tell you what I did like from the original Matrix was the soundtrack, not the songs that they had, but the actual soundtrack was good. But I wanted to share these other couple AI things. Professional. You mean the 6,000 that's sitting there collecting dust? Yeah, TG. I just saw that. I'll try to get to it tonight because there's multiple people that sent me lists, and I was like, oh shit, I completely forgot. But yes, so I will go back and search for your email to get you this stuff. Yeah, I love call and response myself. But, okay, so check it out. There is another site, the Audio Me thing. So I wrote this song called Revolution, and it's a gospel-y style thing. Let's see if I still have it on my... So basically, I sang this track, melodined my voice, and then replaced it with one of the singers on Audio Me. And honestly, I'm so friggin' content. Check this out.
Thank you to the DJs that gets my music heard. Without it, there would be no love to spread unto the world. And if there were no parties, we all would lose our mind. So let's spend our days not singing praise until the end of time. People that are showing up, a family in the club. We all share the same love. And it's a revolution, so let's go.
And I don't gotta pay anyone to do the vocals. When I did Done With You, it was such a nightmare. Like I said, I needed a session singer, and you had these and the people that me and my manager just wanted to be nice. So we were offering to pay for the session and also give some publishing. And then they would come back and ask for more. I'm like, are you kidding? I had that happen with multiple singers, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to sing it myself. I'm like, you know what? People getting an attitude and, you know, almost like being like a diva. I'm like, that shit's going to not land you anywhere good. Because the point is that you're going to be replaced at some point, and boom. Yeah, exactly. And look at where we are. I mean, honestly, the idea of working with a vocalist adds like a buzz around the popularity, but I'm sure if I wanted to, I don't have to ever work with a vocalist again, because there's enough on that website that I could find to represent my music. You know, that's not what I'm going to do, but I'm just saying, like, to make ridiculous demands, that really pissed me off. I'm like, we were given publishing out of just kindness, not out of necessity, you know? But here we are. No. Well, I did have one version with a vocalist who did stuff for, she sang in The Greatest Showman, but her voice, it was really good, but it was more theatrical. Like, it didn't have enough of the, you know, soul kind of like attitude that I needed. So, yeah, exactly, Chris. But the point being is, like, you know, I can now intermittently, like, you know, do my own tracks, you know, because I always wanted to write for a female vocalist. So if I wanted to, I could make demos, or I could release it myself and then work with vocalists between releasing the AI vocalist, you know? So that's the other site that I've been using, which to me is fantastic. And then there's this one called 11 Labs. And this is another cool one. Now, 11 Labs is more for podcasts and for doing, you know, for putting your voice in. You can do spoken word and, like, you know, do audiobooks, right? However, aside from one of the many features it has on there, I wasn't too specifically in my list. No, I've been meaning to get to it, and I appreciate that you brought it up, because it was on my mind, because it wasn't just you that, I think Mr. Sprinklehead sent me a list of things they wanted. So I really want to get it to you. I appreciate that you're you know, such a fan that you would want the music, you know. But check it out. So this site is basically prompt based, just kind of like Suno, except it's not really just song. It's not really meant for song, but basically, what do you call it? You can give it prompts of what you want, and then it will develop. So like I want fascinating, weird sounding vocals samples, and I got them. Like I asked for female voice stuttering sound with extreme auto tune. I'm going to ask for, hold on, let me just give you another example. See if this was anything. I did. Oh, I didn't. Sorry. I got hundreds of samples. So this is kind of basic. Sorry, hang on. But with this one, wait, I love it, mind you, and don't think it's cheating. It's no, it is evolution. Like I said, I was part of the generation that was not prepared for when downloading music became a free thing, and you know how many people lost their labels and distributors went out of business because we didn't embrace the technology. And I don't want to be caught, you know, in the past. And it's like, the thing of it is, I have specific textures that I look for. And the idea is like to be able to find exactly what I'm looking for. The other thing is there's websites, you know, and I'm going to get to the next one, but I just want to go over this real quick with you. Sorry. You know, I enjoy bringing this to you. And if you use it properly, it could be a good tool for you to use. So this one, these are some of the samples that I've gotten from this website. I mean, I have hundreds that I did. I just like spent the month's credits. But even the music, I typed in like airy outer space music. Like some Kraftwerk sound and shit, you know? So I'm just like, I was sitting at my computer just going over these websites and just getting stuff from them. And it was so exciting for me because it's like a kid in the candy store. It's the same feeling of when I used to buy records, or if you find some cool shit on YouTube, and then you're like, oh my god, you go down the rabbit hole and you find good music. No. Odyssey, the thing of it is I need to get the label up and running before I even conceive of when to release Return to Odyssey. And again, there's some business side of things that I have to work out and figure out what to do, because there was supposed to be a whole documentary on the making of it, and my conflicts I went through in my 20s, and I haven't made any decisions. 2 a.m. for you. Lee, it was great to talk to you. And like I said, great music. So we'll be in touch soon, and we'll talk more. And like I said, hopefully I'm gonna get back on track. I really want to make this a consistent thing, like twitching every Thursday. But you know, for them to say you made it. I mean, no one would really know. I mean, the thing of it is the oh, I'm glad you feel that way, Mr. Horstein. I do want to keep it, you know, I want to build the audience, you know. I mean, I'm really proud and thankful that in just a month's time I got like 580 followers, and I have a religiously loyal crowd of like 20 to 30 people that show up and listen all the time. Yeah, the reward after digging and finding something good. But this is like the same type of feeling. Like I'll like play, you know, I'll you know, because it's still like hit or miss. You can type something and get a shitty sample out of it, and then you just spent credits on that. But like, you know, when you get exactly what you're looking for, you're like, oh my god! Like, I mean, I have so many vocal snippets, and it's not going to be like those are my main vocal snippets, but they're so interesting, and they're not something I would have thought of. So it's like, to me, it's the same thing as sampling from a record. Like, I'm sampling other people's ideas from back in history that I wouldn't have thought of myself. And, you know, the AI is just replacing that concept. You know, and there's that old adage that true musicians, you know, it's like, what is it? Like, how does it go? It's like, great artists steal, or like they're not inspired, they steal, or something like that. It's like, you know, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, like, you know, my whole style's been based on sampling. So that's that. And I got one more site that I'd really like to show you. Well, there's this other thing, by the way. Wait. Hey, Tom, I couldn't send the wave of my tune over to your inbox. I don't know why, but I send the link. I will download it. And I'll be happy to give you constructive input. My idea is completely... I'm so conditioned, I need to look outside of myself. Yes, I did. Actually, that was cool. I'm sorry I didn't play it tonight. It was just, I didn't get to doing it, but cool concept, and the fact that you found where the sample was, because I forgot where the damn sample was from, to be honest, TG. Like I said, if you're going to take from other artists, like, do it creatively. I mean, people nowadays, like, again, pop music, I mean, half of Dua Lipa's last album was just licensed, you know, publishing towards taking the best parts of other people's music. Like, is that, you know, I mean, it's like, that's all done legally. Is it condonable? Like, you know, it's just, all you're doing is refabricating other people's ideas that were already hits. I mean, P. Diddy basically made all his rap tracks with sampling hits from the 80s and the 90s. So it's like, is that really great art, or is it just sellable art? Sweet. I will Simon, I'll definitely be looking into. Would you like me to show? Am I boring you with this AI stuff? Like, I'm just kind of sharing what's exciting to me, but I'm going to get ready to go myself because it is 6 o'clock and I got to figure out what me and Michael are going to have for dinner. But I wanted to show you one more site. Well, a couple things if you're listening. There's another, it's called Synth GPT, or GPT. It's on Fader, FADR's website. The 1564 chord progression, 1564. No, there's certain, I mean, it's, the thing of it is that there's certain chords that get used all the time. You can't, it's not stealing. But if you take someone's version, like a master recording of someone's thing, how many songs use that progression? A lot. One artist, she made a song that was literally somebody I used to know. Yeah, I know. I've heard that one too lately. It's crazy. He's probably, what do you call it? he's probably, what's his name again that made that? There's somebody I used to know. He's cleaning up on that one, ain't he? No. I am not. I'm never going to replace music with AI. I think there's kids out there that are lazy and just want popularity are going to friggin' do it. Gautier, that's it. Yeah, well, I mean, again, the more watered down a track is, the more the masses are able to relate to it. Hence why what you hear on pop radio is popular and jazz is not. And like I said, I'm all for sampling. It's all how you use it creatively. The thing of it is the difference between a lot of people, like say early or late 80s hip hop and 90s hip hop and whatever, it's like you didn't have mass audiences listening to Parliament Funkadelic. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing of it is the only thing is with AI art, it's like, again, it's if you have the human question is how do we get those who are comfortable to sway to something different? I mean, you know, I don't know if it's possible. The best option that you can hope for is that you have this generation that wants this over here. The next generation that comes up is always going to want to do something different than this generation. So that's why, like, okay, you have, everyone has iPhones, and now you got kids walking around with digital cameras or disposable cameras because they're not embracing the technology. The next generation might go back to embracing all technology, but, like, you know, at some point there could be an audience, there could be kids that are like, you know what, I'm tired of this DJ shit. I'd like to see people playing instruments. You know, it's like becoming this ancient artifact type thing. But the thing about the AI thing is, like I said, there's going to be kids out there just the way, like, instead of learning music theory, they're just using chord apps to make music, you know, or, like, again, you're downloading all, you know, if you're downloading all your parts from Splice, you're not really being that creative. But if you use those elements from the websites or from the AI and do something original with it, then it becomes a tool. So again, this is just to expand on, like, I have certain things that I like to hear. So to be able to find something that can elaborate, because I was trying to search online to say, is there a website where you could upload a sample and say to the AI, give me something similar to this? Because it's not even so much the melodies or something, just the textures. Like, there's just a certain textures that I just love to hear. Like, the, you know, like with old funk, it's like getting a combination of, like, a cymbal, like, with a Rhodes and a voice and piano, and you have that whole conglomerate together mixed with a bad recording, and it just makes for a great sample, you know? So to be able to have, you know, again, with the way things move so quickly and the fact that you can't really sample from old records anymore, to be able to have an AI that could generate something that sounds like, wow, I sampled this from an old record, but I didn't really sample it from an old record. Yeah, I think that's why. Amazing. Well, and that's the thing. It's just like, you know, adding real human elements in it, whether it's playing or singing or anything. What's the most popular song that you've sampled? Do you think I'm going to talk about the most popular song that I sampled on a live recording from Twitch? Well, thank you, Nash. Thank you for the reminder, because I do have stuff that me and Q did that I haven't gotten to, but it's a good reminder to get back into it. It's just hard for me to juggle everything. I mean, you know, back in the day, my first manager was kind of an a-hole, but, you know, it's like I was just focused on making music. I wasn't worried about DJing. I wasn't worried about social media. You just focus on making music. And we got several other ones that we did together that were good. And you know, I know he'd be open to finishing those. There's also a collaboration with MJ Cole that I needed to get to, and I didn't get to when I was over in England this time. The singer on what? Sorry, I'm reading on my phone instead of looking at the screen. Yeah, the reason why, like I said, that I'm open to the AI thing is it's no different than sampling from a record in the sense that if you hear something you like, you're like, ooh, I want to take that, you know? So if an AI is generating something, you're like, ooh, I'm going to take that. It's like, it's the same thing when it comes to sampling. Yeah, well, I mean, as far as the flaws in recordings is what makes music good. The flaws in humans is what makes music good. Wait, there's this one meeting format I wanted to do. TG, you're funny. I mean, that's the thing too. Well, I am. I mean, like the sampling of vocals, the AI vocals, is I'm all for that. You know, to me, it's just like. So you're telling me, Toaded have more tracks. Please release. I will. We will get to it. Everything in its due time. The good thing about Garage, real Garage and House, is it's never dated. You know what I mean? So whether I release it now or 5 years from now, as long as you're still alive, it will still be relevant. Do you think there's an art to sampling? More to the point, having an ear for good hooks. Sweep the leg. Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's the thing. There is definitely an art form to sampling and finding good samples, because even like, you know, like people have developed their own sound out of imitating me and people like Tough Jam and MJ Cole, you know, and you know, again, it's just like you know, even some people have been able to emulate, oh, Todd Edwards has sampled that, you know. What makes my shit authentic is my ear for what I like to sample. And even if someone gets that close, it's still always going to be a carbon copy and not the real thing. Like you can get a painting of, you know, Jackson Pollock. If it's not Jackson Pollock, it ain't going to be worth no. Even if it's a complete replica of a Jackson Pollock, it's never going to sell the way the original artist is. But are you ready for the next website? Well, first of all, Synth GPT. Wait. No, I'm embracing the Chat GPT. Everything. Like, again, it's a tool. If you use it as a tool, it's not going to do you wrong. This one's called soundgen.io. Now this one, and again, when I was originally looking for, I wanted a website that could emulate, like I said, the sample. So what I did was I found this SoundGen, which did kind of like that. What it does is you put a sample in, and then you could put the sample in, and then you just give it a prompt, like if you want a vocal. Sorry, hang on one second. If you want a vocal it can extend the vocal. It could add a melody to the vocal. Like it you know, you don't know what direction it's going to take it into. I want to show you this though. What is this? I'm trying to find where the vocal is. Bear with me 1 second. What does Splice do? Because I'm only half looking at the chat while I'm trying to find this. What does Splice do? Someone repeat that, because Thank you. Yeah, I mean, again, some of the vocoding TG was born out of necessity. You know, if I don't have harmonies and it's needing something, it's like, you know, colors the track a bit. And Lovesick had its own vocoders, and then I did my own thing with it because I kind of changed some of the chords in the song. I've heard of Tracklib. But, you know, again, it's just like with Tracklib, you gotta like, you know, you can they take publishing, but then you gotta like, don't you have to spend a shit ton, on the actual clearance of the sample. So, like I said, the AI thing is right now for me is a better. Oh yeah, Chris, I use format shift. I use Antares throat sometimes, which can add a little bit of like a raspiness to the vocal. The harmonizer, it's cool. Antares makes some good shit for that. Is it frowned upon to sample another producer's drum hits from their tracks? People sample my drums all the time. I don't give a shit. You know, I mean, I think the point being is like, if someone sampled my drums and it got like, it blew up and did like 10 or 20 million or something lucrative, I might step in to get a little bit of that publishing, you know. But, you know, I mean, small ends, like, I mean, people have been sampling my stuff from back in the 90s. I don't even know if I know half the shit. Yeah, and with Closer, basically what I did is I played that on the keyboard. So I changed her vocal when I know someone who samples my drums too. But wait, I want to show you this. So check it out. This one extends so if you put a sample in. And I'll show you, like right here is where the sample ends, and then it takes it on this journey. So you could extend it, you could expand it by 31 seconds. There's a little bit of an overlap. I said ambient vocal harmony. So this was a sample that of a vocal group that I've sampled from before, but check this out.
Many a time before,
Now I have all those different like textures to go with the original, or I might not use the original. Let me see what this one.
Many a time before.
Crazy. Wait, let's see. Then this one.
Many
I'll do another one.
try to be the one.
Stops there. And then I'll do it again.
Try to be the
Gorgeous textures. Just like, I mean, like, you know, I cut that shit up. It's part of my banks now. Right?
But no matter how hard I try,
This one actually made some drums in here.
but no matter how hard I try.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous, you know? Wait. So I could literally use that without using the original, and you know, no one's gonna be the wiser, and it's not illegal because it's not really the vocal anymore. It's a synthetic piece. So things to think about. Well, that's the whole point, Chris. That's the whole thing, is just building libraries of. Wait, what's the story of Dancing for Heaven going to Belgium by Hot Wheel Records? I don't know. Was it licensed to? We might have licensed it to them at the time. So much shit went on back then. Who knows? Well, I'm glad that you get inspired. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, I'm really into this AI thing. It's definitely something to, you know, to be open to. And wait, really, one more. Synth GPT. This one is not as stellar, but you can tell it to. You can describe a sound, and it basically gives you a synth. This is more just instrument based, and then you can download the actual sound as a sample. So as I say, I want to do like, I always try to like get something airy, so I'll be like airy bells with wah wah. Then it gives you a keyboard to test it out on. So, and if, you know, it gives you different versions, you can keep just hitting the arrow right. Or you can just put in another prompt. Like, I like that version better. You know, these are the, like, again, it's just like to be able to find textures that you like instead of having to go search through tons of virtual instruments. It's like just at your fingertips, you know? I did like UFO flying string. Mellow cloud whirlpool. You know, just like interesting shit. And again, it's making music fun for me again, because music, I've been doing it for 30 years. It gets boring after a while. Synth plant, amazing. I'll have to check that out. Synth plant. Let's look that up. Gonna be more things to spend money on? Synth plant. Oh yeah, no. I've looked at that one too. That one's a lot more intricate though, and I didn't feel like spending $150 on it. The AI websites were definitely more worth it. I spent like a few $100s on those websites because it's just been definitely something to experiment with. Lost was made, I mean, basically, I mean, that got started in the early mid 90s. It actually, the song was supposed to be See the Light, and it was kind of emulating a Donna Summer I Feel Love thing, but the pre-chorus and the chorus really didn't work out. So what I did is I just changed the pre-chorus into the chorus and kept it simple. So, Fly Away preset. I think with Fly Away, I just check vocals. Do you need to chop vocals or syllables or words? Well, sometimes I overprocess my vocals because it's hard to hear myself. You know, like I melodyne my vocal a lot, and I will go through takes and find the best phrases out of those takes. You know, that's how I usually do it with my own vocals. It's easier to work with other people's vocals, but I'll do the same. Do that, yeah, like syllables and tweak everything, and then I'll compress it. I use the I have Spark, the UAD Spark, so I like to use the 1176 on vocals. I learned that technique from another producer friend. Oh my god, it's 6:15. It is time for me to get out of here. How long have I been on for? It's been a good 3 to 4 hours, right? Yeah, 3 hours and 35 minutes. It's good that you're open there. faction, we need to. You either embrace technology or you get left behind. I mean, I'm not saying you could be a purist with music, but music moves so quickly, and anything that's going to help speed up the process where I don't need it to take up time is a great thing. Like I've learned techniques to speed up making music without compromising my music. There's also from that one preset you used to use some for myself. I can't. The preset from the Enya thing on the 2080. Is that what you're talking about, TG? You're welcome, Chris. Before I stop, it's from the 2080. It's from one of the cards, the sound cards. I sampled up, like I put individual samples, that I'll put in the drum rack when I want to like play different things. I could send you that folder if you'd like. Yeah, I still have my 2080 with the cards. Zug plays. The thing of it is my fiance's parents are going to be in town next week, so it's going to be hard to do it next week. Then I'm off to New Jersey because I got a gig in New York, and I'm very happy about that because I get to see my little godson, and I get to see my mom, who just is recovering from her hip operation. So, not this week, but the next week I'll be back on track. Thank you. Yeah, well, like I said, they're Enya style. Like, even in the 2080, it says Onya because it's an Enya ripoff. But I could send you that, TG. It's not like those are like sacred. Anyone that had the 2080 can have it. So I'd be happy to share that with you. Oh yeah, I mean the AI is just gonna, just, friggin' what's it called? Can't even think of the term I'm trying to use. It's gonna just keep rolling faster and faster. Danny Shazam's channel. All right. Trying to answer up the last few questions. He might come. Come where? Sorry, Zug Place. What were you saying? Oh, speaking of GTA, you want to hear something funny? Crazy? So, I got an email from a guy that wanted to put my original Jesus Loves UK Garage shirt in a museum in Bristol. And basically it turned, I met him, he was in Miami, so I got to meet him. He fucking works for Rockstar Games, and that's what they're working on is Grand Theft Auto. So he works in the soundtrack department, and then the other day he called me because it was his wife that wanted to have my shirt in the. No, I didn't say I'm on GTA 6. I'm just saying I met the guy, but then the guy his wife is the one that wanted the shirt in the museum, but she's also working on a project that she wanted an interview about the shirt. But the crazy thing is that he works in the soundtrack department. His boss is a big fan of my work. I basically video chatted with him and his boss on WhatsApp, and his boss used to be part of Distance Records, which is friggin', he put Kevin Yost's like old stuff on. He's like, why did iRecords license Kevin Yost to the label? I'm like, that's a whole nother story unto itself. But like, it's such a small world, like, right? It's just crazy. But he was a big fan of my work. He's like, I want to work with you. So it's like, hopefully something will come of it. I'm not holding my breath for GTA. I know they get thousands of submissions, but it's just like to know these people. It's crazy. It's like the reach that music can have with people. It's insane. But they were both very nice. It's just funny that you actually brought up GTA, because like that came out of the blue. Like, you know, I didn't realize that the person that was reaching out about the shirt was the husband of the wife that wanted it, but the husband was working for freaking Rockstar. I'm like, Rockstar Games, let me look that up. I was like, Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, holy shit. Anyway, well, what the hell was that? Is there a ghost in my studio? Yeah, EZ is a lot to do with why it became so popular. You know what? Whatever comes, comes. You know, it's just nice to have the connections and to know that I'm respected, you know, so. But listen, guys, it is now 6:21. I got to see what Michael wants for dinner. We're going to probably order something, but it has been a pleasure. I hope you really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed bringing it to you. Thank you, the loyal 15 left that have stuck around for the nerdy talk about AI. I do enjoy that even more than the DJing to a certain extent, because it's nice to talk about music. But yeah, give me a week and I should be back, hopefully doing it consistently. Thank you, Mr. Hustine. Send me the tracks, you guys. If you need validation that I actually downloaded it, I will definitely. I'm always trying to get to them. I don't know how I missed the OMIAC shit, but I have that. Love you guys. Thank you, fam. You have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? I'm going to sign off now. Talk to you soon.